Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this, oh, you guys, let me turn off my massager. um, I'm sorry, you guys. I had the massager on. I have to make sure my body is nice and relaxed, and I try to just, have my body relaxed too, because I work a lot. So, always trying to take care of my body. Anyway, I wanted to speak on this topic about how the narcissist feels like you are unintelligent. The narcissist feels like you are unintelligent. So a lot of times you end up with certain narcissists and you're just like, how did that go over my head so many times, right? Let me put this down. There's like music in the back. Yeah, so a lot of times the narcissist thinks that you are unintelligent, and then a lot of times you'll think back at certain things, right? And you're like, why did I fall for that? Or my intuition, my instincts were telling me that they were doing the opposite. My intuition was telling me that those stories they were talking about other people was really about them. And, my intuition was telling me that they weren't the victim, that, everything they said about their ex or their last relationship, or how unhappy they were, all of those things were a lie. It was just a form of manipulation. It's not that that person did something. It's that they got bored and they found a new supply, and it brought, an excitement into their life. It almost like a muse. It's something, it almost makes them feel like it's putting them in a pedestal, and it makes them feel like, life can keep going, like they're being entertained because they get bored very easily. So to them, it's all about entertainment, and they know that human interaction is very important. Human beings are social creatures, so they understand this. I've talked to you guys about the narcissist animalistic nature. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in, the spiritual realm. They know that there's evil. They know how evil they can be, and they know that there's certain types of evil in this world that is on another scale than them. So they feel like they might be bad to you, right? They've cheated, they've lied, they wasted your time, they might have ruined your life. They feel like, okay, I did a lot of bad things, but to them, they feel like those things don't mean anything. They feel like their intelligence is higher than yours, because to them it's like, well, did you die? Did I drown you? Did I physically put you in a dungeon? Because to them, that's not bad. What they did is bad, but to them, it's not in the scale of evil. When narcissists do stuff to you, when they steal from you, they feel like that's not on the scale of evil. That's just their animalistic nature. It's the scale of survival. That's how they're looking at it. So a lot of times you'll think to yourself, like, I'm not dumb. I'm not unintelligent like the narcissist tried to make me feel. They tried to make me feel like I was just stupid, right? Or if I ever had any information about anything, they debated with me. It was always an argument when it came to almost any subject, or you could tell them something that's facts and they'll just go against it, or they'll have their own theories on it. And it's almost like they're picking at your brain. And at the same time, they got this look of disgust, like, like they surpassed you. So first, they come off really nice because they're studying you. The narcissist likes to study people, and they put empaths in the same category, right? They feel like you're unintelligent, you're too nice, you're too naive. If you knew what the real world was like and how wicked people are, and you think I'm wicked, but there's worse, then you wouldn't be so quick to share so much and care so much for someone that you don't really know, you just know based on what I've said to you. And I could have said anything to you. I could have created whatever character and you would have believed it. You would have believed the character I put in front of you. So that makes you unintelligent. The fact that I can gaslight you and you're not listening to your animalistic instincts, because in the narcissist world, there is no God. There is no supernatural. They feel like, you know, what you get is what you get. They feel like, hey, you know, certain animals get eaten and certain animals get preyed on. Certain animals don't make it through the day. You know, certain animals, you know, live to live another day. And some animals live very long, just like the whale, the 42 hertz whale that I was talking to you guys about, how this whale is the loneliest whale, but it's, you know, its ability not to have contact with other species has made it intelligent to a level where that their energy surpasses a lot of other animals, their level of intelligence. So they're probably even, you know, this whale, it's not even the fact that, you know, it feels lonely. It's the fact that it feels lonely because it's on another scale of intelligence. It probably even feels like, what's the point on talking? I'd rather just live, survive, and, you know, it probably finds no use to interact with other animals, you know, and it also probably feels like staying on their own lane will, you know, help them go undetected, you know, having a different route, you know. Some animals stick together in the same space, groups of fish, and then half of them are gone, eaten, right? So there's a different sense of intelligence in this whale, right? The narcissist almost, you know, like I told you guys, I resembled myself, or I looked at myself as that lonely whale during my hard times, right? Because I felt lonely, but I also felt like I had a higher sense of intelligence than I ever had before, because it was almost like everything that I ever learned in my life. It's like going to school, getting good grades, and, you know, studying anatomy and chemistry, and you're acing your tests. You know the definition like the back of your head, but you don't fully understand it. And even when you start working, right, those first couple of years are going to put you to test to see if you really know your stuff, if you can actually put it into action, what you learned in school. Now you're in the real world, putting in that work, and you might make a couple of mistakes, you know, along the way. And as the years go by, you know, you become more and more intelligent, because you start to know this information not only in a, you know, in a book, you know, smart, you know, in a book way, in a, you know, book smart way, but in a real life way. So when you leave these people, you gain a certain amount of intelligence, because it's stuff that you knew. You know there's bad people, you know there's predators, you know there's pedos watching children at, you know, around the block at schools. You know, all this bad stuff is going on, but it's almost like you put it in the back burner and you just go through life, going to places, you're on your phone, you're not really paying attention to your surroundings, you're not paranoid, because you have the comfort of people in society. You almost feel a sense of comfort, even though there's strangers around, because you feel like if something happens to me, there's strangers around, someone can help me, right? You get a sense of comfort from just being around people, because human beings are, you know, we're you know, creatures that like to interact, or we like to see, feel connected, even through talking or through touch, right? The narcissist also knows this. So the narcissist feels like they have a higher sense of intelligence than other people, you know, and then they feel like because you've been gaslit so much and you've never been sure of yourself, even if you think to yourself, I remember when the narcissist lied about this and I knew for sure it was them who did it. There was no one else that could have done it. Or just situations where they were playing tricks with your head, or they were hiding things or doing little things. And then when you ask them about it, they're gaslighting you, and you're just thinking, why would they lie about something so small? Because they're almost picking at your intelligence. They're almost kind of making fun of you in a sense, because they're making it, they're almost letting you, they know that later on when you finally realize what happened, you're going to think about those situations, and those situations are going to make you think in the real world, so that when someone says something to you or someone tries to gaslight you, you don't believe it, because people will look you in the eyes and lie to you, and you know you saw what you saw, and you'll say it to them, and they'll look you in the eyes and say, I'm serious, man, it wasn't me. But it looks like you are the same guy, you are the same girl that did or said that, or who knows someone I know, or, you know, whatever it is. And these people will look you in the eyes and deny it, or deny something that they did, and you'll say, okay, maybe it wasn't you, right? So the narcissist plays tricks with your mind constantly, and you know this information. It's like knowing the answers to a test, but you keep answering the wrong answer. You keep doing the wrong thing. You keep being so forgiving, and the narcissist preys on that. That's what makes the narcissist feels like they're on another level of intelligence. So sometimes you might see someone, or a good girl, right? And you're like, what is this good girl doing with this asshole? This asshole is, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have nothing. Like, he's a bum, right? She's paying for everything, and you're just watching. And he even starts acting repulsive and stupid, and like eating sloppy and acting weird. It's almost like he's sitting there entertaining himself, and their partner, the good girl, is just like, babe, stop acting so dumb, or you're embarrassing me. I'm sorry he's acting like this. Like, he's acting like a kid, right? Almost like in a parent way. And the narcissist is sitting there looking like, I feel like everyone is stupid. You know, they're studying you as someone who works there, and they're like, oh, you know, I know you probably think I'm stupid, or you probably think she's stupid for dealing with me, but I'm really the one winning here, because I'm dumbing myself down. I'm making myself look stupid on purpose, because this is the best type of source of supply that I'm gonna get. I'm getting enough supply. I'm getting enough supply. So they're almost laughing it out, and they almost feel like it doesn't matter how dirty I look, how dumb I look. I've outsmarted someone out of giving me energy, giving me supply. So I have to have some type of level of intelligence, even if you might say it's called manipulation. You might say that, but in my mind, you know, I feel like, if anything, I'm teaching you something. I'm bringing lessons to you, because when you run across someone who's even more wicked than me, they're going to play these tricks on you, and you're going to fall prey to them, and they might be a worse narcissist than me. Just like you trusted me in the beginning when you met me and you started coming around me, my family, or you came to my house, or you trusted me after a date and went back home with me, things like that. Hey, next time around, it might be a serial killer. So to them, it's like me treating you bad and you being delusional. I'm waking you up, because guess what? The next time someone does this to you, you're going to take it serious. You're not going to keep going back and accepting their fake apologies. This is why they're looking at you and they're like, if you know it's a fake apology, why did you take me back? Because you said you wouldn't do it again. But I did it already a lot of times. I'm not going to change. But why in the beginning you said it was this and that? What about love? The narcissist feels like they've already studied you. You're not what they thought you were. They learned as much as they could from you. They wanted to know a lot of times they want to know everything right away. And if they can't know everything right away, or if they don't have you figured out, or your family or your history, your family history, did you have a father, did you have a mother, what makes you act like this, what brings you grief? They study people just to put you in a category. And then when they see things in you that they didn't see in someone else that they dealt with, that it's not that it makes you better, but it's just something different. That's what keeps them around. They're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I wasn't expecting your family to be this. Oh, I had a perception of this. Oh, your family doesn't like me because of this. I'm going to stick around just to piss them off. It's all a game to them. Because now they'll put you against your own family and friends. And that's another test to them of your intelligence. How can you not be smart enough to know not to trust a stranger? Haven't you heard stranger danger? Just because someone gives you candy and love bombs you and gives you ice cream, it doesn't make them a good person. You were taught that as a kid. To them, it's like, how do you not know that as an adult? Right away, they're thinking you're not intelligent. That's not smart of you. It's not smart of you to talk or trust someone who has treated other people bad in the past, or someone who has a history of doing bad things. Even if I say I'm a changed person, you have to be the judge of that. You have to study me. So the narcissist feels like most people don't study them. They just assume things about them. And this is what fuels them even more to stick around and to unmask the mask with you. And you're like, well, why didn't you just leave me alone? Why are you coming over here playing with me? Why don't you just be alone and be with whoever, different people or whatever, right? But the thing is, the narcissist doesn't like to be alone. It's not that they can't be, it's that they don't want to be. And not only do they not want to be, but they also understand the importance of, it's kind of like being in a stranded island and you don't have, I don't know what that movie is called, but it just came to my mind actually right now while I'm speaking on this. There was a movie where a guy was in a stranded island and he didn't have any human contact, so he grabbed a volleyball and he put a face on it and everything that would speak to it. Because as human beings, we're social creatures, meaning that we don't think about danger because we feel comfort in just seeing other human beings, no matter the race, no matter, you just get comfort knowing I'm in a public place, there's other people here, right? You're not gonna want to meet a stranger just in the middle of a desert, right? It's going to give you anxiety. So that's how the narcissist views supply. Sometimes they don't love you the way, you want them to. They might hold you, they might hug you, they might even be affectionate towards you. But to them, the reason they monkey branch and they don't like to be alone is because some of them don't have shit going for themselves, but, you know, manipulating others, using the intelligence that they do have to manipulate others, and that's as far as their intelligence goes. They can't take care of themselves, right? Because there was something that happened where they might be intelligent, but they didn't have the resources, so they aren't as intelligent as they think, because they stopped growing. And then they started to believe, because of their grandiosity, they started to believe like, I know everything. And they started to get away with certain things over and over again, to the point where that's just how they do, that's how they play their game. So once you realize the game, you're looking at them like, that game is stupid. How did I fall for it? And you almost feel like no one should be capable of falling for something like that. But the thing is that other people will fall for it. So the narcissist knows that. They're like, oh, you think no one else will fall for it, but you did. And hey, out of 100 people, one person's gonna fall for it. They're like a salesman. You could be a dumb salesman, but if you keep going, you're consistent, and you have enough information to know if you don't give up, that right there alone is energy, because you're not stopping, you're not staying in a position of stagnation. So the narcissist feels like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm more intelligent than you, because nothing is going to hold me down, no matter, even if I get bad karma like you claim I'm getting. Everyone goes through bad stuff. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in bad karma. I don't believe in God, because if those things were true, I wouldn't have got away from a lot of situations. It's like when you think about certain situations that you did when you were younger, and you're like, how did I get away with that? The narcissist has that mentality of, I got away with a lot of stuff, you know, more than you. And I still keep getting away with a lot of stuff, and bad stuff happens to everyone. You know, so to them, it's like, when you're mad, or you're wishing bad karma, or you're telling them, you know, everything you're doing is going to come back, or, you know, when you say those things to them, they know you're saying it from a place of emotions, and emotions to them don't matter, because emotions are unintelligent to them, because no one can think straight in a state of having emotions. So to them, they almost find it silly and repulsive, you know. So this is why you'll have narcissists that feel like you're unintelligent, and they're just so smart themselves. And like I said, some of them didn't have certain resources. Some of them, they understand that they might have came from a broken home. They understand that their brain was put on hold to focus on the wrong things. So they become intelligent on focusing on the wrong things. But at the same time, because they get bored easily, they will go out of their way to collect information. So a lot of narcissists, no matter if they're on the street, no matter if they're in high places, they like collecting information. So you'll run across a narcissist that will even speak in a manner where it's like, it almost sounds like they're speaking in circles, because you don't know what the hell they're talking about. They might have a very high vocabulary, and they're using words, and they're telling you theories and their hypotheses and the conclusions, and they're getting down to this basic science of things, and you're listening to them, and you're just like, oh, this person is smart. Sometimes they might not even be making sense, or they might be talking in circles, but they already know. They're trying to figure out, did you believe me? Because if you believe me, you're going to think I'm smart, right? And then there's some that do possess a lot of information, and the reason they like to possess a lot of information, it's just the simple fact because they can, work their way like chameleons. So a lot of narcissists, some of them feel like they're not that bad, some of them feel like they had a bad childhood, some of them feel like they didn't have certain opportunities, some of them feel like bad things happened to them, and they feel like the only way to compensate those things is by recreating themselves. Because see, I remember one time I got this job, right? And it was like a really good position that everyone wanted. And I remember the person that hired me was like, you wear glasses and you look smart. And then I remember thinking to myself, right, because I used to wear contacts all the time, but I did notice when I started like wearing my glasses, because I didn't want to wear the contacts, and just, you just like get tired of having to put them off, take them off. You'll fall asleep with them. You'll wake up with a contact in the back of your eye, just a whole bunch of stuff, right? So I'd wore contacts for years, and I started wearing glasses, and I just noticed like people would just treat me a certain way, or just conclude that because I'm wearing glasses, I'm smart. And I would think to myself, that's a really dumb way to think, that people with glasses are just automatically smart, right? Like that sounds weird or crazy, Sometimes because you do wear glasses, your other senses might be heightened, your other senses, your hearing, everything else will be heightened because of that too. But it's still, it's a dumb way to look at things. It's a very unintelligent way of thinking that someone is smart just because they wear glasses. And I didn't put too much thought into it until later, right? And I would think to myself, like, wow, the narcissist would have heard a comment like that, and they would have felt like, I'm going to start wearing glasses. The narcissist is the type of person that would just be like, I'm going to wear glasses even though I don't wear glasses, just because I know people are so dumb that they would think I'm smart just because I wear glasses. They're the type of person that would literally go put glasses that don't have a prescription on them just to look smart, just for the look. That's what a narcissist would do, just because they feel like people are that unintelligent. So what the narcissist does is that they try to figure out your level of intelligence. Where are you at? If you're on a very low level, it's even better for them. They almost feel like you're easy prey because of your intelligence. So narcissists prey on people based on their intelligence. So if you don't catch the red flags, or you don't take the red flags serious, trust me, you're dealing with someone that's animalistic, who's in the wild, and they take that personal. They feel like you're prey because of your level of intelligence, and it has nothing to do with just being book smart. See, the narcissist respects, information, theories, and knowledge. They respect all those things, but it doesn't mean that they believe them. They themselves are people that they feel you shouldn't trust. They feel like you shouldn't trust them. So when it comes to a lot of information, a lot of the stuff, they don't believe it, but they use it as a way of conversation. They use music, sports, any information. They use it as a way of conversation and building connections with people. Like I said, the narcissist knows that they can be by themselves, but they would rather not. They know that being with someone else, because we're human beings and we're social creatures, they know that having someone around will keep them from spiraling, out of control, from going into rage. So this is why a lot of times you might feel like you're dealing with a maniac, because you're controlling they're basically putting all their emotional baggage on you. You're their emotional punching bag, because they feel like they're so intelligent. They're like, I'm so intelligent, you don't even know you're my emotional punching bag. And I'm going to put a fake smile, and I'm going to treat other people nice, and I'm going to treat other people like I'm a normal person. I'm really good with reading people. I'm really good at conversations with people and making people trust me. They might even be good at, they might even be good with music, with singing, with arts, drawing. They might even have talents, because they get bored that they might focus on something and become really good at it, and now people trust them based on their music or something, so narcissists are the type of people that when you meet them, you'll like them just because they can talk to you almost about anything. You can talk about anything and they're gonna have something to say about that. You have other narcissists that those certain level of intelligence makes them uncomfortable, because they know they didn't have the resources for it, so they'll stick to lower grade people, because they feel like, even though you think I'm low grade, just like this person is lower than me because I'm more intelligent than them. I'm able to use them and abuse them and control them. So technically I'm more intelligent, even though I'm living under them and you think I'm stupid. So I hope you guys enjoyed this message. I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. It's just something to think about, knowledge is power. So certain things I'm not going to experience with narcissists anymore, because I see the red flags, and I don't take the knowledge and the experiences that I've learned as a joke. But a lot of people will fall for it because they'll be book smart. They'll listen to these videos, but they won't put them in action. They won't see the signs when it hits them. They won't be in tune with their intuition. They will get charmed by conversations that makes them feel close. And the narcissist knows that most people, all they want is to feel connected. And they're like, okay, I'll give you that connection for exchange of other things. And while they're getting other things, they're also getting comfort from just having you around and dropping their baggage on you. Because to them, it's like, you think I'm crazy, but I'm really smarter than you. I've outsmarted you. I won, So I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you guys want to support my channel by booking a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. And as always, sending you guys lots of love. Bye.